fly them all to a Caribbean island.
They dance like cha-cha-cha, you know, I love it.
And have them battle it out for a crown on live television. That's right, it's the Miss Universe pageant, the longest-running, most prestigious international beauty pageant. From its humble beginnings in 1952 as a way to sell bathing suits, the Miss Universe pageant has become a solid career stepping stone for the world's most ambitious and accomplished young women.
Now what we're doing is bringing it into the 21st century. We're making it much more about the complete modern woman.
There's no more beauty queens. Pageants used to be accused of exploiting women, and today I feel the way they're laid out, smart women exploit pageants, and I think that's why you're seeing a boom in them becoming more popular again.
We all take it seriously. We would all like the money, and we'd all like the contracts.
Adding to the pageant's popularity is the increasingly elaborate and widely viewed live television show.
We have about a little over 250 performers besides the 84 delegates that are in this opening number. It's literally an opening Olympic kind of feeling. It's really going to be cool.
And if last year's winner is any indication, the woman who is crowned Miss Universe has to be someone very special indeed.
Wendy Fitzwilliam, as the Miss Universe, was outstanding. She is elegant, bright, beautiful, intelligent, talented.
Wendy Fitzwilliam may be a tough act to follow, but 85 hopeful young women are anxious to fill her shoes. One of those women is New York State's own Kimberly Ann Pressler.
It took me 3 tries to win the Miss New York, and I didn't quit.
And the new Miss USA is New York!
Only recently crowned Miss USA, Kimberly's life has already changed drastically.
I come from Franklinville. It's a town of 2,700 people. Tiny, very tiny. You know, when I'm living here in Los Angeles with how many millions of people, I have to say, being Miss USA is a very tough job. But you have to make the most of it, and you have to make it a fun job. Real tight, so it's snug up in here. Today was a busy day. I had to try on some gowns, which are going to be my competition gown.
I really like it. I like how it bunches down here.
I'm on call 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I have to be up and ready whenever they call. It's part of the job. It's like being a doctor, you know.
As Miss USA, Kimberly attends charity events, promotes the Miss Universe sponsors, and is spokesperson for breast and ovarian cancer awareness.
When I go to big events, I'm very nervous. I mean, you're not going as a normal person. I look at myself as a normal person, but these people are expecting you to be, in a sense, perfect.
Oh, there you go. Oh, no.
While Kimberly isn't yet comfortable with her new celebrity status, she definitely enjoys the fan mail.
It's funny because, like I said, they tell you everything about themselves, and I get pictures sometimes. Yikes. This one says, congrats, I just wanted to know when you're going to tell Dad about our wedding. You see all those guys with muscle shirts, they love sending those. They love sending those, and I think that's the funniest part about it. But they're very proud of themselves, and hey, all the more power to them. So.
Despite the demands of her job as Miss USA, the rapidly approaching Universe pageant is never far from Kimberly's thoughts.
It's not one sense of style there. Everyone comes in with a different and unique approach to what they think is beautiful. Everything's in the eye of the beholder and which country they're coming from. So in that sense, it's going to be a little bit difficult.
Is that box going to be too heavy, do you think?
Kim's family came to L.A. to help her pack for her big adventure.
We're going to Trinidad and Tobago, that's where the pageant's going to be held this year. And my boyfriend's mother had given me this little velvet replica of a map of Trinidad and Tobago. Miss Universe, Wendy Fitzwilliam, she's from there, and she says Carnival is absolutely wonderful. So it'll be nice because they're going to reenact that stuff for us. Well, I'm going to show you my, it's the opening number party dress that we're going to be using, and it's a Diane von Furstenberg. So I'm thinking I'm going to go for fluorescent pink for the opening number with the dress, and then I'm thinking yellow for my bathing suit. Well, this is going to be my national costume that I will be using. We're going to go with a Native American Indian theme. These are going to be all handcrafted feathers. But these are some of the shoes that I will be taking to Trinidad. I will probably take about 10 pair, and that's cutting it down. I'm going to put these on like every single pair of shoes I have so I don't slip and fall on my face in front of millions of people. Of course, comfort cushions.
Kimberly's dad takes his daughter's success in stride.
I lipstick mark. You like that?
She would sing in class in front of the whole school, things like that. It just had to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and one day I knew it would come to this.
But Kimberly's little brother, Richard, was so impressed with his sister's Miss USA win, he's committed the high points to memory.
Sing the song for him.
We can touch the dream in the heart that you say, the power of our spirit. And that's about all I remember.
Yay! Yay!
But with many more women from all over the world, the Miss Universe pageant is considered much more competitive than the Miss USA pageant.
I'm not really looking at this as a competition. I'm looking at it as a 3-week time period of me getting to know these girls. But I'm sure as soon as I get there, you know, then I'm going to start kicking in the competition mode.
Bye, Miss USA. We'll see you in Trinidad.
Bye, Dad.
When we return, Kimberly and her new friends will show us the sights on the exotic islands of Trinidad and Tobago.
It'll be neat to get to see how everyone communicates and how everyone doesn't communicate.
Then later, we'll take you front row and backstage at the swimsuit, evening gown, and costume competitions. We'll slip into the dressing rooms, ride along on the tour bus, sneak into the girls' hotel rooms, and show you all the drama leading to the crowning of a new Miss Universe and beyond. Stick around.
Welcome back to Paradise. I'm Wendy Fitzwilliam, Miss Universe 1998. Every year, the Miss Universe pageant is held in a different location. But this year, I am thrilled that it's in my home of Trinidad and Tobago. So let's join Kimberly and the other delegates as they explore these wonderful islands. Trinidad and Tobago is a country made up of 2 very small islands in the Caribbean. We are lucky in that we have great climate all year round kind of thing. We don't have seasons to deal with. I'm never shoveling myself out of my home in Trinidad or putting on heavy coats and that kind of thing. It's very easy.
CEO of the Miss Universe organization, Molly Miles, was actively involved in choosing this year's host country.
The Miss Universe site selection is done just like the Olympics. Different countries bid for the opportunity to host the television program. However, the fact that our current Miss Universe, Wendy Fitzwilliam, is from Trinidad and she is so proud of her country and she explained to us all the culture, that was absolutely the determining factor.
There's been a close bond between the Miss Universe pageant and Trinidad since 1977. That was the year Trinidad's own Janelle Commission became the first ever Black Miss Universe.
It's grown a lot. In 22 years, we've had Wendy, the second Miss Universe, but we've also had a Miss World, and we've also had many of our representatives either be the first, second, or third runner-up in the Miss Universe pageant.
This year's Miss Trinidad and Tobago, Nicole Dyer, has been hard at work since the pageant began.
We've been visiting a number of locations, on-site locations, and just basically getting to know the girls, and the girls getting to know Trinidad and Tobago.
So far, we love it. We love all the dancing, all the music, all the color.
People is very friendly.
Yes, very friendly. And the music, the carnival, woo, beautiful. I love it.
The local musicians love beat and pan for the ladies. That's slang for playing steel drum. These incredible sounding instruments were invented right here in Trinidad.
Such a unique, beautiful sound, you know, and it's amazing when you think about where steel pan evolved from, you know, a guy with 2 sticks hitting a big oil drum, and now it's a full orchestra.
With the Miss Universe delegates in town, every day's a party.
We did this one parade, and there were like 100,000 people there. I've never seen so many people gather just to see 84 women on floats waving.
There are lots of opportunities for dancing, like Caribbean Night. And of course, on an island, one is never far from the beach.
I've seen Tobago too, and that was really amazing. It was really a paradise, you know, the blue water, the white sand.
I was able to spend the whole day on the beach, which was absolutely beautiful. And it was like crystal blue water.
And let's not forget the goat racing.
Tobago, it's huge. It's usually Easter weekend. We have several goat races leading up to the Grand Prix of goat racing. Exactly how far the goats run and that kind of thing, I'm not too sure, but I know their owners help them along.
Though the girls are having a great time, it is sometimes difficult to communicate.
I guess there are 42 different languages here, you know, and that's hard. Like Miss Thailand, she speaks really good English. Say hello.
Hello. English is definitely a more international language, more internationally accepted, but at the same time, there have been girls who are totally non-English speaking and they have won.
I try to practice my Spanish too because I learned Spanish in school, and there's some girls who don't speak English at all, and we try to speak with hands and with little words.
I learned how to say ¿Cómo estás? And then you say muy bien. So I'm doing pretty good. I learned how to say chocolate in a few different languages, and that's a good one.
But for those who don't speak either English or Spanish, the pageant can be a little scary.
I have been here all by myself since I have arrived, and my translator came just a few days ago, so I wasn't sure whether I could survive. But then ever since I have arrived here, everybody has been so nice. I was teamed with Miss Guam, and then unfortunately Miss Guam became sick and she had to go home. But while she stayed, we have used the pantomimes and the hands and everything.
Although they're far from home, the girls can still chat with family and fans in many languages via the internet. Back in the U.S., pageant expert and historian Roger Zucker spends hours online, keeping up on all the pageant gossip.
Technology is a wonderful thing, and I think it happened almost immediately, the postings on the internet about Miss Guam leaving, and it was unclear at first the reasons why, and then the Associated Press put out a story that the word was that she had left because she was pregnant. But there were numerous postings. Was it true? Is this just gossip?
Later, we'll find out how Miss Guam's departure affects the pageant's outcome. But first, we'll go backstage at the swimsuit, evening gown, and costume competitions when we return. As the
Welcome back to our insider's look at the Miss Universe pageant. I'm Wendy Fitzwilliam, Miss Universe 1998. A few days before the live telecast, the girls must compete in swimsuit and evening gown for their spot in the top 10. And of course we were there, both in front of and behind the scenes.
Okay, ready? Funny face! Funny face! Only the top 10 will be competing for next week, but for today everybody's competing, so we're all here, we're all excited. We're like sisters here.
I'm very happy to be here and very excited, but voy a dar lo mejor de mí para esta noche.
Well, actually, I'm quite calm. I expected to be a bit excited and anxious, but I'm not really.
Yesterday at night, I went, and I'm sure, very sure, no nervous.
Tonight is a critical night for all 84 Miss Universe delegates.
The presentation show is really the most important competition because it is the time when all 84 of the delegates compete in both swimsuit and evening gown, and that's where the top 10 are chosen.
The identities of the girls who win the top 10 spots are kept under wraps and aren't revealed until the live telecast.
You always think, oh my God, what do they think about me? What are they writing about me?
You don't know what the judges like, you know, what they like or what they dislike. So I can only go out there and hope that they really like me.
Pageant choreographer Scott Grossman MCs the evening. Current Miss Universe Wendy Fitzwilliam and former Miss Universe Janelle Commission Chow help Scott out.
Welcome again, our high-flying delegate from the Cayman Islands. Tonight I'm co-hosting with Wendy, and I'm looking forward to it. At least I get to be on the stage and watch all 84 contestants in swimsuit and evening gown, so I'm getting a good first-hand view.
That's Japan.
And for the first time in pageant history, this presentation show is being broadcast live on local television in Trinidad. Tonight also happens to be Kimberly Pressler's 21st birthday.
I've had this string of good luck with the pageant if it's held on my birthday or anything that has in relation to it, so I'm hoping.
Though they're bearing it all for a live audience, Kimberly and the other girls seem comfortable in their swimsuits. Perhaps it's because there's much less emphasis on cleavage.
I applaud the pageant for discouraging openly plastic surgery and breast augmentation. In the 80s, it was very common, but as we're facing the new millennium, I think women are going for a far more natural look.
If you're not secure the way you are and you want to, change something, that's up to you. That's a personal decision in each and every person, and I respect it. I am very happy just the way I am, and I feel very comfortable with it.
The combination of high heels, flowing dresses, and steep staircases can be disastrous.
I think I was walking too fast as I was going down the steps, and my beaded gown was so slippery, and my heel got caught in that. However, as I was going down, I said, "Oh my God!" As I stepped on that disc, I felt that I had to make up for that fall, so I went like this. And I was really glad and very grateful for the audience that they really felt for me and they applauded in spite of everything.
Miss Philippines' fall in the presentation show was probably a shock to the crowd, but her recovery won the adoration and a standing ovation from the crowd.
With the stress of the presentation show behind them, the girls are worry-free at the costume show the very next evening. Each delegate has a chance to get decked out in a costume that reflects their nation's culture.
This is a traditional Indian wedding outfit, which most Indian girls wear. It's a very typical color, but the style is very North Indian.
It's called The Spirit of Trinidad, and basically it depicts a little bit of my personality, a little bit of angel and sexy and carnival and everything put together in one.
Trinidad for Carnival 2000 is Miss Trinidad and Tobago!
Well, maybe I might get the tickets to two of my very good friends in the competition, Miss Turks and Caicos and Miss US Virgin Islands, to come back to Trinidad.
Coming up, rehearsals become more intense as the live telecast draws near.
It's only 6:30. We're going to be here only another 24 hours. We're really behind. We have to work all night.
Uh, 1998. As pageant week wears on, the girls work really hard to prepare for the show and to stay beautiful. So let's see how they do it.
I'm just treating this like a really big fashion show. Just have fun, so it's a rehearsal, there's many people like this, so hello, hi.
Anxiety also sets in on the Miss Universe production team. After all, this event is televised live and is seen by millions. With only one day left to rehearse, executive producer Susan Winston fights to keep the show together.
I would say the most hectic day for me is dress rehearsal. It is the first time that you're putting all of the elements together. And we run our dress rehearsal like we do a real show.
As expected, not every day has been clear sailing for this crew.
I had the day of disaster when the Miami airport had been struck by lightning, that half of our technical crew was sitting in Los Angeles, unable to fly to Miami. The other part of it was sitting in Miami, unable to get out, where I had a stage that had not yet dried, and I had 265 people that needed to get on what was a wet stage, sitting out on the hot tarmac under unair-conditioned tents. My goal was to keep my sense of humor and that of everybody that was working with us.
Yes? He's good for you, see? Good job.
Choreographer Scott Grossman also keeps a sense of humor, even though this may be the biggest job of his career.
You know, this has been a big show. Honestly, this has been one of the bigger shows that we worked on a level of the scale.
Director Glenn Weiss calls every shot from the relative quiet of his control room.
Doing an opening number of that size took a lot more production time than we normally would spend on just an opening number. We spent practically a whole day on stage putting that on its feet.
And to pull the number off without a hitch or a trip, the delegates have to spend a lot of time on their feet.
At the moment, I'm a little bit tired. I'm hungry, so I'd like to go to have something to eat soon. So apart from that, I'm fine.
Even though the rehearsals can be exhausting, the delegates never forget there's a crown to be won.
Goes to the one delegate who inspired all the others with her energy, spirit, kindness, and money. This year's Congeniality Award goes to, for this rehearsal, Michelle Square. Michelle from Mars. Michelle.
So who is this Michelle anyway?
Well, I am the assistant choreographer, and I win the awards because it's really not fair to have 84 different girls do it. It would be too long. Obviously, it takes long enough to do it just for myself to win.
Michelle, she wins every time. And she gets to be Miss Universe, Miss Teen USA, and Miss USA.
And the Miss Teen's a riot. 41.
At the end of the day, the tired and hungry girls board waiting buses and are whisked off to their hotel rooms.
I have to say, me along with the other 83 women here, that it's really tiring. It really is. But it's well worth it.
Sleep, sleep, sleep. Eat. Before sleeping, eating, then sleep.
We have this big entourage, isn't that nice? We feel so important. We get to pass by people and people pull over. So the whole bus ride home, we're always waving out the windows.
Back at the hotel, Kimberly invites us up to her room, which she shares with Miss Belgium.
I got here a day before my roommate did, so I tried to split everything up. So I took this little corner with the table and the chair, and I let her have the dresser and the dresser's drawers, and then we split up the closet. You're allowed personal phone calls. We get a lot of those, but we also get a lot of phone calls from people just around Trinidad that just have saw us in the papers or have met us, and they're just well-wishers, so they call, which is really nice, you know, because it's nice to know that there's people out there rooting for you, especially when you're in another country, so.
And I can see you, actually somebody got you a birthday cake.
One of the families that I met here brought me a cake, and you can see, look, it says Miss USA. It says happy birthday, and I ate the Kimberly part so far. So I'm sharing it with everybody, because if I don't share it with everybody, I'm going to end up eating it all myself, and that wouldn't be good.
During our visit, Kimberly caught a glimpse of the pre-recorded presentation show on local Trinidad television.
Oh, I look funny. I look overweight. Oh. Okay.
You didn't love it.
No, I didn't. But you know, everyone is harder on themselves. So I saw it and I wanted to be like, well, look how nice I look. And I was like, oh, look how nice I look.
With the last long day of rehearsal behind her, Kimberly is anxious for the pageant to begin.
I don't normally get a little bit nervous until a few minutes prior to going on stage, but I'm sad because the time that we've spent here is coming to an end. But I'm happy because I want to get it started.
With that final thought, this beauty queen is ready for some beauty sleep.
Okay, I am going to go to bed because I'm very tired.
After all, tomorrow could be the most important day of Kimberly's life.
Night!
Now, the True Hollywood story.
Welcome back to beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. I am Wendy Fitzwilliam, Miss Universe 1998, and just 3 weeks ago, this beautiful theater was an empty airplane hangar. But tonight, it's going to be filled with thousands of people eagerly awaiting Miss Universe 1999. However, let's go backstage now and see if Kimberly and the other girls are ready.
It's 2 o'clock. We're 7 hours away. 7 hours till showtime. I'm not nervous yet. I'm just excited.
As the clock keeps ticking toward the live broadcast of the pageant, rehearsals continue. Last-minute changes are made, and musical guest Julio Iglesias Jr. joins the mix.
I'm a lucky man, huh? I really am. Look at this. Get to sing to 85 women. My goodness.
He's beautiful, really. I'm in love. I'm in love. Julio. He's great.
Oh, he's my husband.
He's too short. If he grow a couple of inches, I'll have him any day. Jack is cute too.
Oh yeah, Jack Wagner. What do you think of Jack?
He is gorgeous. He can interview me for 10 minutes, okay?
Host Jack Wagner arrives to practice his lines.
Try to loosen him up a little bit with the questions, not just your standard question, but, you know, maybe ad-lib with him a little bit. And I think that helped them and made them a little more comfortable and made it enjoyable for me. I certainly don't want to get up there and just read things. I like to, you know, be a little spontaneous.
Choreographer Scott Grossman continues to put the girls through their paces, almost right up until showtime.
Very, very good. We'll continue now. Miss Argentina?
We have rehearsal right now, and we're going to go through the production again for timing. So that's going to take another 2 hours.
Although the delegates appear to be unaffected by the pressures of the impending competition, the man who's been with them since day one knows better.
That might happen tonight, so you just have to be aware. When we say thank you, ladies, you leave. This place in the game gets really tense. You can feel it. You can even sense that the girls right now are knowing that there is a winner going to be chosen. Make sure that if you're the first girl, you come all the way to the end. So all...
And though he has to be tough with them at times, the delegates still appreciate Scott's expertise.
Yes.
That's my heartthrob. No, he's really nice. He's great, and he's really, you know, he knows what he's doing. He knows his stuff. You know, he knows how to make us look good. He's okay, but his wife's here, okay?
As the rehearsals finally wrap up, executive producer Susan Winston realizes that, ready or not, there's no turning back.
And obviously, you get to show night, but you're live on the air. If something's going to screw up, it's going to screw up, and you hope that you have the years and experience and reflexes to fix it while it's happening.
Every second counts during a live televised event, and one of Winston's greatest concerns is that the Trinidadian crew sticks to her schedule.
There's a thing called Trini time where someone will say, I'll pick you up at 8:30-ish. That means somewhere between 9 and 9:30, someone might show up to be there. We've tried to explain to them that when we say the show starts at 9 o'clock, we're truly not kidding.
Winston doesn't allow herself to think about what would happen if the show went long.
It won't. I always end on time.
With just minutes remaining before the show begins, the celebrity judges arrive, and they know exactly what they're looking for.
I truly believe that confidence is the key, because you're selling yourself. If you don't have confidence, you know, people can see that.
I think I would be looking for someone that seems to have the confidence to hold themselves in a sort of individual way, in a stylish and graceful way.
The delegates race to get their hair and makeup ready by showtime. And once they're camera ready, they have a moment to take a breath and assess their nerves.
A little bit nervous, a little bit excited, having fun.
This is my Diane von Furstenberg. She isn't nervous at all. We have to go on stage in 5 minutes and her hair's not done yet.
Yeah.
Or are you going on stage like this?
Sure. What do you think?
Ladies, you got about 10 minutes before I need you on stage, so really get yourselves ready here, okay?
Okay, bye.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get this started.
It's getting way too big.
I told my parents, you better not chant. Please do not do that to me. You know, they can yell and scream and clap, but don't chant. But I don't think it worked. I don't think they're going to listen to me.
There's 3 or 4 pockets of people spread out, and I told them all, once one starts chanting, everybody that's U.S. has to chant. And there's even a family here from Trinidad. I gave them flags, and they said they're rooting for Kim, too.
The one thing I told Kimberly is she's a beautiful person inside, and just to be herself and let everybody else see that.
The auditorium is packed, and even before the show begins, the audience makes it loud and clear who they're rooting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a party here tonight, and we want you to be experiencing it. Are you feeling it? Yeah? Show the world what Trinidad and Tobago is!
Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago and to the biggest party in the universe.
minutes into the live telecast, it's already time to cut 74 women out of the running.
These are in random order. The first position goes to Spain, Mexico, Jamaica, Puerto Rico.
Coming up.
If I don't make top 10, I will cry. You will. I swear I will.
As the incredible...
Welcome back to our insider's look at the Miss Universe pageant. I'm Wendy Fitzwilliam, Miss Universe 1998. It took Kimberly Ann Pressler 3 tries to win Miss New York before going on to win Miss USA. Now she's representing the US at the Miss Universe pageant. So let's see how she's coping with the pressure.
While the top 10 finalists are announced, Kimberly waits anxiously, hoping to realize a lifelong dream.
The 5th position and halfway through the Philippines.
When I got to number 5 at Universe, I started shaking in my knees. I did. I really did.
3 spots left. The 8th spot goes to South Africa.
I thought, okay, maybe they're saving the best for last.
Now the 10th and final spot, the quest for the 1999 Miss Universe pageant goes to Venezuela!
And then they just kind of skipped over me. I have to say, the first 10, 15 minutes was really hard.
Even though Kimberly doesn't make the top 10, she tries hard to keep it together. After all, she'll still have to get back on that stage for the rest of the live telecast.
You didn't see any tears? No. That's because those came in the dressing room. It's really hard because I really wanted this. In all honesty, I have no idea what happened.
I think everyone expected that they would just have Miss USA in the top 10 because she was Miss USA, and she didn't get in, and neither did the host country. And I think that dispelled 2 of the rumors that Miss USA and the host country always get in. And while they were fine candidates, this was a competitive pageant.
There were girls that were really disappointed. I was one of them. And there were those that it didn't really matter to them because they were just there for the fun. And those that their life sort of depended on it, they were devastated. One of the contestants was outside ripping her hair out. It was not a very good sight. But the good thing about it is that we all came together.
Why should there be tears? We are all winners from our country, so there's nothing to be crying about.
I am looking forward to still being Miss USA because I still have that. I have a whole year ahead of myself.
If I would have gotten back on the stage mopey and upset that I didn't make top 10, that would have ruined everything that I was there for. It's important. You got to be a good sport about everything you do. You can't win everything, right?
Pageants are a very subjective thing. You can ask 10 people their opinion and get 10 different opinions.
Naturally, Kim has her own opinion about who should become the next Miss Universe.
Whoever does win this, I will be living with for the next year. So I hope someone that I get along with.
Back on stage, local dancers light fires and limbo to kick off the swimsuit finals.
Puerto Rico, Spain, Botswana,
They're changing how people perceive beauty by allowing different types of figures, different backgrounds be shown and featured on international television. And I don't think people have to believe that you have to conform to what was the American ideal of beauty, blonde hair, blue eyes, and fake breasts.
Then the girls dress up for the top 10 evening gown parade. After another cut, the final 5 are asked some tricky questions by host Jack Wagner.
You said that you'd like to be the first female president of your country. What would you do differently than the president of the United States?
Whoa. A lot.
In my hand are the names of 3 delegates who still have a chance to be crowned Miss Universe 99. In random order, Spain,
But even with the end of the pageant in sight, no one is prepared for the final question.
If Miss Universe were to become pregnant during her reign, should she be allowed to continue as Miss Universe?
Well, when the final question was asked, you heard a from the crowd.
Ningún problema. I don't see why not. I believe that she should continue with her reign.
If she should fall pregnant, it will not in any way interrupt her duties. I believe that as a woman, she should celebrate her femininity. Thank you.
It was a very tough, on-the-spot question. But the pageant embraced a problem that had come up during the pageant when one of the contestants had to leave because it was learned that she was pregnant. So it was a very fair question embracing Miss Universe in 1999.
When we return, a new Miss Universe is crowned. Miss USA goes home, and the pregnancy controversy heats up.
That's a very difficult situation to be in.
Welcome back to Trinidad. I'm Wendy Fitzwilliam, Miss Universe 1998. And now, it's time to find out which of the finalists will become the next Miss Universe. And after, we'll talk to them to find out how they really feel.
Second runner-up is Spain.
Though she received the highest scores in both the swimsuit and evening gown competitions, Miss Spain has to settle for second runner-up. And only two competitors remain, Miss Philippines, who fell at the presentation show, and Miss Botswana, her nation's first ever Miss Universe delegate.
Tonight, the first runner-up and winner of a cash scholarship from Oscar de la Renta Swimwear is Philippines, the 1999 Miss Universe, Botswana!
I was excited, I was happy, I was overwhelmed, I was a bit scared. You realize then when they put the crown on the head, what you've actually done, you've actually won the Miss Universe. And therefore, you know, you've got a great responsibility.
Upele Kwalakobi's first responsibility as Miss Universe is to answer some tough questions at the post-pageant press conference. Foremost on many reporters' minds is Miss Guam's sudden withdrawal from the pageant because she was pregnant.
I feel that when you enter beauty pageants, you do symbolize women, and women do get pregnant and they do have children. So therefore, I see being pregnant not interrupting anything that I do in my life.
I thought it's about time the question came, and I answered it, you know, the way that I felt, you know, any woman would want a question answered. And that is, women are very capable people, and they can still succeed no matter what.
The pronunciation of Upele's name is another subject of concern for the American media.
My name in itself is a short of what it should actually be, because Mpule is a short for Matlalipula. So if it was full, it would be Matlalipula. But my mother realized that's a mouthful, and she called me Mpule, and that was short for it.
After Miss Universe graciously handles the press, it's time for the coronation ball. And the Trinbagonians sure know how to throw a party.
The new Miss Universe, I like her a lot. So I think it was a great choice.
I told her, I said, girl, you go for it. I mean, we spoke many times and she was just, Mervinia, am I going to get the crown? Am I going to get the crown? Mervinia, it's the first time my country is entering into this pageant. I really like, you know, to do this for my country. And she did it.
Even the girls who didn't win are left with some very fond memories.
Not making it to the final 10, I had gotten a lot closer with Miss USA, Kimberly, because we shared something very special after together, and Miss Venezuela as well, who was sort of, you know, in the running as well. She came backstage and we all shared a very close moment. So for me, it culminated in one really good ending.
After the coronation ball, Kimberly and Upele jet to their new high-rise apartment in New York City.
Right now, I'm living with the new Miss Universe, Mpule, who's a very, very nice girl. And the Miss Teen USA, Vanessa Manillo, is here, and she's visiting, and she will be staying here for about 2 months. So it's like a huge slumber party, or it's like it's back at college, you know. I had 2 girlfriends here, and we're living together.
But for the 19-year-old Miss Universe, who's never been to the United States, let alone New York City, the move is a bit overwhelming.
Big. Well, that's what I thought when I first got here. Manhattan has more people than my whole country combined. I come from a traditional country where you only leave home when you get married. So even if I was, you know, in my 20s, in my late 20s, I would still stay at home until I'm married. that is just the tradition.
With the pageant behind them, it's time for the girls to get down to business.
It made me realize that maybe if I'm Miss Universe, then in my country they will really take the AIDS pandemic very seriously, and that there will be more awareness on it, and that hopefully the HIV statistics will drop.
I've been going on a lot of casting calls, you know, doing acting things, doing modeling things, doing print work, getting pictures done, all that big celebrity stuff that I love to do. It's nice.
And though she didn't take home the Miss Universe crown, Kimberly Ann Pressler hasn't returned from Trinidad empty-handed.
I definitely wanted to make top 10. I had certain goals in the competition part itself, but I wanted to make as many friends as I possibly could, and I did that. I'm going to keep in touch with probably about 8 girls from there. And to meet 8 good friends in a 3-week period is very, very hard to do in a lifetime.
That's it for this year's Miss Universe pageant. I had a wonderful time and I can't wait until next year. Congratulations to the new Miss Universe, and thank you so much for joining us. Ciao.